Have you ever considered that the daily bath, something you've always associated with cleanliness and health, might actually be detrimental as you get older? Imagine that refreshing shower or relaxing bath, the one you rely on to cleanse the day away, is secretly stripping your skin, draining your energy, or even increasing your risk of a fall. It's a surprising thought, isn't it? For years, we've been told that more bathing equals better hygiene, but as we age, the rules change and the truth might surprise you. We're about to reveal how often seniors should bathe, and it's likely different from what you've always believed. We'll discuss thinning skin, hidden health risks, and a new perspective on cleanliness after 70. Stick around until the end because we're sharing 7 surprising facts that could completely change how you and your loved ones approach personal care. Plus, we'll share a simple tip, approved by experts, that keeps seniors feeling fresh and healthy without even stepping into a slippery bathroom. You won't believe how easy it is, and missing it could mean missing out on a safer, more comfortable life. Before we dive in, if you find this information helpful, please consider how you can support us in bringing more valuable content like this to you. Now, let's get started. First, daily baths can harm senior skin. Aging is a natural process. After 70, our skin undergoes significant changes that alter its composition and behavior. Extensive research, including studies from institutions like the University of Pittsburgh and the University of California, San Francisco, has illuminated the extent of these changes. As we age, the skin thins considerably. The epidermis, its outermost layer, loses density, while the underlying dermis weakens due to reduced collagen and elastin production. Sebaceous glands, responsible for producing natural oils that keep skin soft and supple, slow down dramatically. Sweat glands also become less active, reducing the skin's ability to regulate moisture. As a result, the skin becomes drier and more fragile. It lacks the robust oily shield that once protected it from the elements. For seniors, daily bathing, especially with hot water and harsh soaps, can turn this natural vulnerability into a major health risk. Each shower or bath strips away the dwindling reserves of sebum, the skin's protective oil, leaving it exposed and defenseless. Dermatologists point out that this process causes more than just superficial discomfort. It triggers a chain reaction of deterioration. The initial consequence is dryness, a tight, prickly sensation. This often leads to persistent itching as the skin's compromised barrier causes irritation. In more severe cases, a condition called xerosis develops. Xerosis, derived from the Greek word for dry, transforms the skin into a rough, scaly landscape, sometimes dotted with cracks or fissures that sting with every movement. These cracks aren't just cosmetic issues. They can bleed, then fighting infection or worsening underlying conditions like dermatitis. Beyond the physical toll, overbathing has practical implications for seniors' quality of life. Imagine the frustration of constant itching disrupting sleep or the pain of flaky skin catching on clothing. For those with mobility issues or arthritis, the effort to bathe daily might already be taxing, and adding skin damage to the equation only makes things worse. Research indicates that hot water, in particular, accelerates this damage by dissolving lipids, fatty compounds crucial to the skin's barrier. Alkaline soaps disrupt the skin's natural pH, which should be around 4.5 to 5.5. For older adults, this isn't just about vanity or comfort, it's a legitimate health risk. Compromised skin struggles to fend off bacteria, fungi, or allergens, potentially leading to infections or worsening chronic wounds like ulcers. What starts as a well-intentioned hygiene habit could silently undermine a senior's resilience over time, making it necessary to rethink how often they bathe. Consider the story of Mrs. Gable, an 82-year-old woman who diligently showered every morning, believing it was essential for her health. Over time, her skin became increasingly dry and itchy. Small cracks appeared on her arms and legs, making her constantly uncomfortable. Her doctor suggested reducing her bathing frequency to every other day and using a moisturizing soap. Within weeks, her skin improved dramatically and the itching subsided. Next, less bathing lowers infection risk. In a world where cleanliness is often equated with frequent washing, here's a revelation that might surprise you. For seniors over 70, bathing less often could strengthen their defenses against infection. This isn't just speculation, it's a finding supported by science, with evidence from sources like the New England Journal of Medicine. Researchers tracking older adults discovered a striking pattern. Those who reduced their bathing frequency experienced fewer skin tears. These small but dangerous rips in the skin might seem minor, but they have significant consequences. Unlike the resilient skin of youth, which bounces back from scrapes easily, aging skin is paper-thin and heals slowly. Tears in this delicate tissue heal at a glacial pace due to diminished blood flow, a weakened immune system, and a drop in cell turnover, all hallmarks of aging. These open wounds become gateways for bacteria like Staphylococcus aureus or Streptococcus, which can trigger cellulitis, abscesses, or even systemic infections like sepsis in severe cases. The connection between bathing habits and skin tears lies in how water and soap interact with aging skin. Frequent washing, especially with hot water, erodes the lipid barrier, a microscopic shield of fats and oils that hold skin cells together and keeps moisture in. Harsh detergents amplify this damage by breaking down proteins like keratin, leaving the skin brittle and prone to splitting under the slightest pressure. Think of pulling on a sweater or brushing against a rough surface. Scrubbing, a common habit to feel clean, adds mechanical stress, further weakening skin structure over time. This relentless cycle of washing and drying creates a battlefield of microabrasions and tears, each one a potential entry point for pathogens. In contrast, seniors who bathe less, say every other day or 2 to 3 times a week, give the skin a chance to retain its natural oils and rebuild its defenses. Spot cleaning with a damp cloth for areas like the armpits or groin can maintain hygiene without subjecting the entire body to a full rinse. The benefits of this approach extend beyond infection prevention. Fewer skin tears mean less pain, fewer trips to the doctor, and a low risk of complications that could lead to hospital stays, which are critical considerations for seniors with limited mobility or resources. Consider the example of Mr. Henderson, a 78-year-old man who developed a persistent skin infection after a minor scratch. His doctor discovered that he was showering twice a day, stripping his skin of its natural oils and making it vulnerable to infection. The doctor recommended reducing his bathing frequency and using a gentle cleanser. As a result, his skin healed, and he had no further infections. The New England Journal of Medicine has emphasized the importance of mindful bathing practices for seniors. If you're finding these insights helpful, please let us know by leaving a comment. Your support helps us continue creating valuable content. Now, let's move forward. Next, falls are a bigger threat than dirt for seniors. The bathroom isn't just a place for grooming, it's a potential danger zone, and daily bathing significantly increases the risks. The American Geriatric Society has raised concerns about this issue, emphasizing that falls are among the leading causes of injury and even death for older adults. Statistics paint a stark picture. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention (CDC), more than 1 in 4 adults over 65 experiences a fall each year, and these incidents account for millions of emergency room visits, countless fractures, and a substantial number of fatalities. For those past 70, the risk increases as muscle strength weakens, reflexes slow, and conditions like arthritis, neuropathy, or osteoporosis erode balance and stability. Wet, slippery surfaces, like glossy tiles slick with soap suds or a tub-smooth enamel, turn bathrooms into a veritable minefield for seniors already struggling with mobility challenges. Daily baths amplify this danger in ways that might not be immediately obvious. Each trip to the shower requires navigating a gauntlet, stepping over a tub ledge, balancing on one leg to enter, or maneuvering out while dripping wet. Add in the fog of steam obscuring vision, the disorientation of heat, with the fatigue of standing for too long, and the odds of a misstep skyrocket. The American Geriatric Society notes that bathing routines often coincide with peak fatigue times, such as morning grogginess or evening exhaustion, further compounding the risk. A fall in this context isn't just a bruise or a scare, it can mean a broken hip, a traumatic brain injury, or a spiral of complications that erode independence. Consider the story of Miss S. Johnson, an 85-year-old woman who fell in her bathroom while getting out of the shower. She broke her hip and required surgery and extensive rehabilitation. She never fully recovered her mobility and had to move into an assisted living facility. Contrast this with a reduced bathing schedule, say once or twice a week, supplemented by sponge baths or sink washes for key areas. This simple adjustment slashes the number of high-risk bathroom visits, cutting exposure to the treacherous environment by half or more. The trade-off here is clear: spotless cleanliness pales in comparison to physical safety. Dirt, sweat, or faint odor pose far less threat than a fractured femur or a concussion. For seniors living alone or with limited support, avoiding a fall could mean the difference between staying in their own home and transitioning to assisted care. Practical adaptations like installing grab bars, using non-slip mats, or switching to seated showers can help, but reducing bath frequency addresses a root issue: fewer trips, fewer chances to fall. The data supports this. Studies show that fall prevention strategies focusing on minimizing unnecessary risks yield measurable declines in injury rates for older adults. Prioritizing safety over an arbitrary standard of daily hygiene isn't just prudent, it's a life-saving recalibration of priorities that puts well-being first. Next, your body cleans itself, yes really. It might sound like a bold claim, but your body is equipped with a remarkable self-cleaning system that operates without a drop of water or a bar of soap. This isn't a new age gimmick, it's biology at work, honed by millions of years of evolution. The skin, far from being a passive canvas, is a living ecosystem teeming with beneficial bacteria, natural oils, and a finely tuned balance of pH and moisture. These elements collaborate to keep it healthy, resilient, and surprisingly clean. For seniors whose skin already contends with age-related fragility, overbathing disrupts this intricate machinery, washing away the very allies that protect it. Scaling back on showers, letting the body do its job, can preserve this natural harmony, offering a compelling case that sometimes nature truly knows best. At the heart of the self-cleaning system is the skin microbiome, a bustling community of microorganisms, bacteria, fungi, and even microscopic mites that colonize its surface. Far from being germs to eradicate, many of these microbes are symbiotic partners. Species like Cutibacterium macros and Staphylococcus epidermidis feed on dead skin cells, sweat, and excess oils, breaking them down into harmless byproducts while competing harmful pathogens. These beneficial bacteria also produce antimicrobial compounds, acting as tiny chemical weapons that fend off invaders like Staphylococcus aureus, a common culprit in skin infections. Meanwhile, sebum, the oily secretion from sebaceous glands, coats the skin in a protective film, trapping moisture and repelling dirt. Dead skin cells slough off naturally through a process called desquamation, shedding grime along with them. Together, this trio of Euros microbes, oils, and cell turnover Euros keeps the skin in a state of dynamic equilibrium, no scrubbing required. Frequent bathing, however, throws a wrench into this elegant system. Hot water dissolves sebum, leaving the skin parched and defenseless. Harsh soaps, with their high pH, kill off friendly bacteria, disrupting the microbiome's balance and paving the way for irritation or infection. For seniors whose oil production is already diminished and whose microbial diversity wanes with age, this overzealous cleaning can tip the scales from health to harm. Research from dermatology journals, including studies in the Journal of Investigative Dermatology, suggests that excessive washing correlates with higher rates of dryness, eczema flares, and even allergic reactions, all signs of a system out of whack. By contrast, bathing just a few times a week, perhaps with mild, pH-balanced cleansers when necessary, allows the skin to stabilize. Odor, often the biggest hygiene concern, can be managed with targeted washing of high sweat areas like the underarms or groin, leaving the rest of the body to its natural rhythm. For older adults, this approach isn't just practical, it's liberating. It reduces the physical demands of bathing, preserves skin integrity, and aligns with how the body was designed to function. Historical context bolsters the argument. Humans thrived for centuries with minimal bathing, relying on nature's toolkit long before daily showers became a cultural norm in the 20th century. Seniors today can take a cue from their resilience, trusting their bodies to maintain a baseline of cleanliness and health. The result is skin that's less irritated, more balanced, and better equipped to fend for itself for years, proof that stepping back from the soap can sometimes be a step forward in well-being. Think of the story of Mrs. Rodriguez, who, after years of daily showers, discovered that her skin was constantly dry and irritated. After learning about the skin's natural cleaning abilities, she reduced her bathing frequency and started using a gentle, pH-balanced cleanser. Her skin became healthier and more comfortable within weeks. If you're finding these insights valuable, please let us know by leaving a comment. Your support helps us continue creating informative content. Now, let's move forward. Next, experts say once or twice a week is enough. Prepare for a revelation that might overturn everything you've been taught about personal hygiene. Leading experts in geriatrics and dermatology now recommend that seniors bathe just once or twice a week. This isn't a call to abandon cleanliness or let standards sit, it's a deliberate, evidence-based shift tailored to the unique needs of aging skin and bodies. Far from neglect, this approach reflects a growing understanding of how overzealous washing can harm rather than help those over 70. It's a radical departure from the daily bath mantra ingrained in modern culture, but one that's gaining traction as science peels back the layers of what truly keeps us healthy in later life. The recommendation comes from a chorus of authoritative voices, including dermatologists, geriatricians, and researchers who have studied the interplay between aging and hygiene. For instance, guidelines from organizations like the American Academy of Dermatology and insights from specialists at institutions like Johns Hopkins University underscore that frequent bathing isn't a one-size-fits-all necessity. Aging skin, as we've seen, is thinner, drier, and less oily, making it prone to damage from water and soap. But the advice goes beyond skin deep, it's about aligning hygiene with the senior's overall condition. Experts emphasize that bathing frequency should hinge on individual factors, activity level, health status, and personal comfort. A sedentary retiree who spends most days indoors, for example, generates far less sweat and grime than a younger, active person or even a senior who gardens daily. Someone with incontinence or chronic wounds might need targeted cleaning, but not a full body soak. This tailored approach dismantles the outdated notion that daily baths are a universal gold standard, a role rooted more in 20th century marketing, like soap ads pushing freshness, than in medical need. Consider the evidence. Studies show that overbathing correlates with higher rates of skin breakdown, irritation, and even pressure sores in frail adults, while less frequent washing preserves the skin's natural defenses. Practicality plays a role too. Bathing once or twice a week, supplemented by spot cleaning with a wash-off for areas like the face, hands, or groin, maintains hygiene without the toll of a full rinse. Experts also point out that odor, often the biggest driver of frequent bathing, is manageable with minimal effort. Deodorant, a quick wipe, or change of clothes can suffice. For seniors, this isn't about cutting corners, it's about adapting intelligently to what their bodies demand, proving that less can be more when guided by science and common sense. Take the example of a 72-year-old woman who had been showering every day, but after consulting with a doctor, she changed her routine to bathing every other day and supplementing with wet wipes and a gentle soap. This allowed her skin to retain more moisture and reduce the amount of time she had to stand in the shower, which was causing her pain. Daily baths can exhaust seniors. Bathing might seem like a simple task, but for many seniors over 70, it's a grueling ordeal that exacts a steep physical toll. The Journal of the American Medical Association JAMA has highlighted this often overlooked reality, detailing how the act of washing can drain energy reserves, strain aging bodies, and even trigger debilitating symptoms. What feels routine in youth years, stepping into a shower, standing under a stream, or climbing out of a 2 years morphs into a marathon of effort as muscles weaken, joints stiffen, and stamina fades. Scaling back to fewer baths doesn't just protect skin or reduce fall risks, it conserves precious energy, transforming bath time from a burdensome chore into a manageable ritual. The physical demands of bathing are multifaceted, and JAMA research breaks them down with sobering clarity. For starters, standing for 10 or 15 minutes under warm water can tax the cardiovascular system, especially for seniors with heart conditions or poor circulation. The heat dilates blood vessels, potentially dropping blood pressure and leaving them dizzy, while lightheaded is a recipe for fainting in a slippery space. Then there's the breathlessness. Those with chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, clogged or weakened lungs might struggle to inhale steamy air, panting through what should be a relaxing moment. For the millions of seniors with arthritis, nearly half of adults over 65, per the CT card, every move hurts. Bending to wash feet, reaching to scrub the back, or gripping a bar of soap inflames creaky joints, turning a bath into a gauntlet of pain. Even stepping in and out of a tub demands balance and strength that may no longer come easily, especially if neuropathy has dull sensation in the feet. The aftermath is just as taxing. Tulling off, trying hard to reach spots, and stressing afterwards sap what little energy remains, leaving some seniors so wiped out they need to lie down. JAMA notes cases where this exhaustion lingers, cutting into the day's activity as think skipping a walk, missing a meal prep, or dozing off instead of socializing. For those with frailty or chronic fatigue, daily bathing can tip them into a cycle of depletion, eroding their independence. Contrast this with a lighter schedule, bathing once or twice a week, perhaps with a chair in the shower or a handheld nozzle to ease the strain. This preserves stamina for what matters, playing with grandkids, tending a hobby, or simply enjoying the day. Studies back the benefits. Reduced bathing frequency correlates with lower reports of fatigue and improved mood among seniors, suggesting that energy conservation boosts not just physical health, but mental well-being too. For older adults, dialing back the shower routine isn't a concession, it's a strategic choice to reclaim vitality and keep bath time from becoming a battle. Mrs. Davis, a 75-year-old woman with severe arthritis, found that daily showers left her exhausted and in pain. After switching to bathing every other day and using a shower chair, she had more energy and less pain, allowing her to enjoy her hobbies and spend time with her family. If you're finding these insights valuable, please let us know by leaving a comment. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now, let's move forward. Next, hygiene isn't just about bathing. Here's the biggest paradigm shift of all. Hygiene isn't synonymous with a full-body bath, and for seniors, that's liberating news. The idea that cleanliness demands a daily soak is a cultural relic, not a universal truth, and modern alternatives prove you can stay fresh, healthy, and dignified without stepping into a shower or a tub. Wet wipes, hand washing, ball care, fresh clothes, and regular grooming form a toolkit of smart, tailored self-care that sidesteps the risks of frequent bathing while keeping seniors comfortable and confident. This isn't about lowering standards, it's about redefining them to fit the realities of aging, proving that effective hygiene is less about water volume and more about strategic, individualized choices. Consider the options, each a practical powerhouse in its own right. Wet wipes, those pre-moistened marvels, offer a quick, gentle way to clean key areas like the underarms, groin, or face, where sweat and bacteria tend to gather. They're soft enough for fragile skin, require no rinsing, and eliminate the need to stand or balance in a slippery space. Hand washing, a cornerstone of infection prevention, tackles dirt and germs where they're most likely to linger. Fingertips that touch doorknobs, food, or faces, without subjecting the whole body to wash. Oral care, often overlooked in the bathing debate, is a hygiene heavyweight. Brushing teeth, flossing, and using mouthwash banish bacteria that cause odor and disease, keeping breath fresh and health intact. Fresh clothes, light, breathable fabric swap daily, wick away moisture and odor, while a quick comb through or wipe down of hair maintains a polished look. Add in targeted solutions like deodorant or spritz of body mist, and you've got a regimen that delivers results without the rigors of a full rinse. This approach isn't just convenient, it's a game changer for seniors facing physical or environmental hurdles. Picture an 80-year-old with shaky hands or a bad knee. Euros wrestling with the shower head or climbing into a tub might be daunting, but wiping down with a cloth or swapping a shirt is doable. For those in colder climates, where wet hair and chilly bathrooms invite shivers or pneumonia risks, dry shampoo or a warm wash with beats a full bath hands down. Studies support the shift. Research in geriatric nursing highlights that seniors using such bathing alternatives report feeling just as clean and socially presentable as those who bathe daily, with fewer skin issues or fatigue complaints. It's a dignity-preserving strategy, especially for those with caregivers, since it empowers them to maintain hygiene on their terms, not a rigid, one-size-fits-all schedule. Hygiene, it turns out, is less about soap suds and more about what works for the individual, making it a flexible, low-risk art form for seniors to master. Consider the example of Miss Cecily, a 90-year-old woman who was no longer able to shower independently. Her caregiver started using wet wipes and dry shampoo to keep her clean and comfortable. Miss Cecily felt just as fresh and clean as when she was showering, and she appreciated the fact that she didn't have to endure the physical strain of bathing. The bottom line is that for seniors over 70, the daily bath ritual, long celebrated as a cornerstone of health and propriety, might be quietly sabotaging their well-being. The evidence is stacking up, and it's hard to ignore. Aging skin, with its thinning layers and fading oils, suffers under the onslaught of frequent washing, turning dry, itchy, and cracked. Safety concerns loom large, with sleep bathrooms posing a full risk that far outweighs the threat of a little dirt. Energy demands climb, draining stamina from bodies already stretched thin. Yet the body itself offers a counterintuitive wisdom. Its natural cleaning systems, from beneficial bacteria to shedding cells, thrive when left alone. Together, these factors point to a new truth. Less frequent bathing the Euros think once or twice a week, tailored to personal needs of Euros, could unlock healthy skin, fewer hazards, and a richer quality of life. This isn't a one-off hunch, it's a convergence of science and practicality, backed by experts from dermatology to geriatrics. The American Geriatric Society, the New England Journal of Medicine, and the Journal of the American Medical Association all chime in with data showing that overbathing harms more than it helps, while reduced routines protect and preserve. Picture the benefits: skin that stays supple instead of scaly, mornings free of exhaustion or treacherous sleeps, energy saved for a walk or a chat instead of a shower slog. It's not about abandoning hygiene, but reimagining it, swapping the tub for a wipe, the soak for a fresh shirt, and trusting the body to handle the rest. The key is customization. A marathon running 75-year-old might need more than a bed-bound peer, just as climate, culture, or health condition shape the ideal rhythm. That's why talking to a healthcare provider is crucial, whether for yourself or a loved one. They can pinpoint the perfect balance, blending medical insight with personal quirks. Who knew that stepping back from the tub could be a step toward better living? It's a quiet revolution in self-care, flipping decades of habit on their head. For seniors, it's a chance to shed an outdated burden and embrace a lighter, safer, more vibrant way to age, one that honors the body's wisdom over society's rules. Less water, less risk. More living years, that's the unexpected promise of bathing less, and it's a truth worth soaking in. Well, there you have it, the surprising truth about how often seniors should bathe after 70, and while less might just be more when it comes to staying healthy, safe, and comfortable. We've covered everything from how daily baths can dry out fragile skin and increase full risks to the fact that your body's natural processes might do a better job than you think, and even how experts recommend scaling back to just once or twice a week. It's a lot to take in, right? So I want to hear from you. What have you learned so far about senior hygiene that's opened your eyes? Take a moment and think yours. What's one thing from this video that stuck with you, something you're ready to bring into practice in your life or share with someone you care about? Maybe it's swapping a daily shower for wet wipes, prioritizing hand hygiene, or just rethinking what cleanliness means as we age. I'd love to see how this is hitting home for you. And if you like this video, please leave your comment below and don't forget to like, share and support us so we can bring you more eye-opening insights like this. Your support keeps us going. Thanks for watching and I'll